got us into this parking lot, pal. Now you get us out. You want out of this parking lot? Okay.
Would there be anything else?
Yes, do you have a Miss Piggy?
All right. That's how we seem to be riding into the New Year's, huh? Shouldn't be a shock to anyone. All right, let's dig into it. What do you see? You see the Namo. Okay, we have this huge rebound. Usually when it does that, you will still end up grinding higher. However, we're, pretty close to all-time high still. This is what I wanted to point out to start the video with. It's the Namo RSI hitting 50.86. Now, I need to see a bounce on Monday against all odds. We need a bounce on Monday. We need a if we gap up, even better. We need a bounce. What do we need a bounce? Well, let's go over here. Let's get our bearing straight between the US and Russia. What do we have left? The original Trump gap was up to here. We've come down. We've filled pretty much half of it. Okay, are we gonna fill this Trump gap? Yeah, we are. Can it happen soon? Yes. Do I want it to happen soon? No. What I want is to create a small little gap here. I want to open up, but probably won't get that type of a gap. But anything higher than where we closed is positive. Now this is the old FOMC level. Has been very, very, very important in the past, as you can see, yada yada yada. Okay, for this market to head up to here, you need a strong Monday, you need a ripper on Tuesday, one of those half-day rippers. Wednesday's off, Thursday, Friday back again. I think the big boys come back the following week, supposedly. But we all remember last year how early January we just sold, and you saw all the Twitter posts about, oh, what the market does in the first week, it'll do all year. All that is absolute garbage bullshit. All this market does is whatever the market makers will want it to do. Otherwise, you wouldn't be up here. Okay, so anyways, we have the 30th half day off, then we got those 2 days. All right, that's what we're gonna focus on. We're not gonna do a whole, I think this is going here and here in 2025, because who cares? Okay, now obviously I'm sure all of you have seen every single Twitter post pointing out the head and shoulders. If Monday we don't gap up, we probably see lows, and then if that goes, your target would not only be the Trump gap, but filling the Trump gap into inauguration. I can easily see that happening, so I'm just gonna state that. I prefer fuckery. I think life is more fun that way, so I want to go higher. Is it gonna be challenging? Yes, if Monday is not a strong day, we can kind of forget about it. Why? Because of the RSI on the daily being under 50. That is why I showed you the Namo that has its own RSI up there at 50. Here you go. Okay, so we don't want to give that up. We want to recover it. We had short term on Friday. Obviously, we bought dips down here a week out for the third. I might start even rolling those out, because we could chop in this area if Monday's strong. If Monday's weak, you got a straight line drop. You're going down to here. So just saying, Would you be surprised if the Trump gap is filled before he takes office? After the whole soap opera that's going on. So anyways, let's zoom in here a little bit, see what we got. Now, we played this inverted head and shoulders. Usually, you know, I'm not a fan of a wall into close. However, on a Friday, you have a technically a 50% better chance of getting follow through. So on Monday, we want to go up. We at least want to hit this here. We could start seeing how the technicals are doing, etc, etc, etc. Okay, now as you can see on everything, this is very peculiar here after hours, but we are tight on everything. What I don't like, what I'm not a fan of, is the hourly setup. But let's see how this Monday, you know that I love buying the bottom on the hourly stove, and as you can see, it's the best trick in the book. It usually works, and we're like a little over halfway, so we definitely want to see this 597.82, and then we want a base, and for Tuesday we want a fuckery rally. We want one of those, oh, nobody's trading, it's going to be low volume. We've had two of them in a row. Question is if they do it the third time, or maybe if you think they're going to do it the third time, maybe you're the schmuck because they're not. So we're going to wait and see and position accordingly. Other stocks I am looking for, first of all, let's pray flow trade comes back on, because it just sucks trading without it. It's a huge part of what I look for. Meta, huge finish, but then after hours you saw Trump say that he's pleading that they don't ban TikTok. So if tech is weak, look short Meta. Now this guy, a lot can be said about Nvidia. It almost looks to me like we want to kind of do a inverted head and shoulders here. So if it doesn't lose the daily 9, I'm still a buyer. Okay, might be that I have to move out my 140s, but we'll see. Short term, Stowe is hitting some highs here, but the MACD has kind of only started here, so we can go way up on this thing, as you've seen in the past. Okay, TTM looks good, oscillator looks good, so still one of my favorite plays. Beyond Meat, we'll see where we get with that. Had a really strong day on Friday. Avgo has kind of, I'm not really actively trading it, I just have it up there. These quantum names, I mean, who knows? Nobody knows. I keep trading them because they move like crazy, and what is good about them, if you play them within the Bollinger Bands, once they set up, they usually follow through. I mean, look at this thing. This is a scalper's paradise right here. I will get back into Celsius soon. Just had a really bad day on Friday on it, but I wasn't in heavy. Boeing just crashed in South Korea, unfortunately. Probably pulls back at least to the daily 9. Very overextended short term, running into earnings. Gonna have a dip. Zoom, something to look for in 2025, in my opinion, especially if we get bird flu. There's a reason this is looking pretty decent here as of late, and obviously if a new scamdemic hits, this is gonna go absolutely wild. So not a bad idea to buy some calls further out and forget about them, if you know what I mean. Look here. Okay, Zoom could be an insane play going forward here. Micro strategy, sure, if Bitcoin gets going, has kind of bottomed out here on everything. UPST, glad I got out of that. Top ticked it the other day right there. If financials come into play, yeah, why not? Fucking send it. If tech goes, the number one play I'm looking for is Microsoft. I mean, you'd have to be, I mean, the 440s. If we have a strong Monday, these can go in the money this week. Okay. Tesla delivery numbers coming. Elon showing that, you know, compared to 2026 when Trump said he was against HB1 visas, now he's for them. Elon's for them. Elon's having a fucking breakdown. Elon is acting like he owes someone something. They all are. I mean, you don't have to be a genius to know what happened with all the court cases going away, you know, prison or play ball. And here's your favorite new handler, yada yada yada. Let's see how this plays out. If those delivery numbers are bad, there is nothing with this latest meltdown on Twitter that saves this from going down here to 340, and that is a beautiful huge short. Okay, if the delivery numbers are good and people get more drones or another scandal to talk about, there's no reason why this can't head back to all-time highs. The anomaly of Apple, well, had a pretty horrible Friday, but as you've seen as of late, this thing is absolutely wild. It withstood that whole FOMC thing like a champ, came back, back-tested the FOMC announcement. A higher low here, this is going straight back up, and look where the top of the Bollinger is. Okay, and I look at that stuff because that's the stuff that matters. Same with QQQ. I mean, those 524s, very nice save here. No reason why this can't run. So sports calendar not really giving us much. We're here at the end. Says we have a down day. Hopefully we don't, but if we do, I already laid out the plan. Nasdaq seasonal shows very strong opening for January. The sports calendar, this has been very volatile, shows high volatility. SPX seasonal shows January is down. Okay, so we're gonna see which one of these we run and how we end the year. With that said, those are the main stocks I'll be looking at. But with the VIX being volatile again, you now have two VIX gaps, right? You have that one down there, and you have this right here on the trend line. Currently, the short-term hourly trend is down. Wouldn't be surprised if it comes down here, but if we can rally without the VIX, we got to look at the correlation and strength with the VIX here. It's very important. Okay, Bitcoin is still hanging out here, you know, not very hot right now. VIX getting really hot and could use a major slap down. We might be close. We got a sell signal on it. Hasn't advanced much. The big bull in the China shop here is this guy that invalidated the head and shoulders and keeps going higher, and this is a big problem. I mean, inside day or not, if this doesn't start coming down soon, I mean, that chart is just, that's where the first cut happened. Okay, so needless to say, a big fucking JPM, you all know the deal with JPM. Gonna keep TLT on watch here if that 10 year is coming down soon. If not, this is gonna not be pretty for TLT, obviously, goes without saying. And then let's look at let's see if the price distro has changed. There was some buying, still pretty put heavy here. There's your GEX. That's why we gotta pierce this area. We need this whole situation to change here. We need to get to that level to start hitting those highs. Otherwise, we're in for a pullback. Could be a pretty major pullback as well. I don't know if this price distribution has updated yet. Usually it does it on Sundays for some reason. Let me see. I don't know if it's updated yet. It looks like it has, which is showing a very green week going forward. I'll have to double check this tomorrow. Kind of looks the same, but should, you know, we did have a fairly green Monday. Tuesday was extremely green, but this looks pretty decent. If this is the new price distro, then you're in for a green week. All right, we'll have to see. I do want to say that keep monitoring these guys here, and the open interest is there. But the interesting thing here is that 600 is the biggest pull here by far. We're down here right now, so that 600 has a huge pull. You can see it clearly, and this green here that caused the sell is dying down. So what we want some red dicks to come in here, and we will be looking pretty. No major orders, not like any 30 million coming in here after hours. So that's kind of what we're dealing with, guys, and let's see how Monday needs to be green. If Monday is green, it's going to be easier to play. If Monday's red, you might be at the start of a pullback. With that said, guys, always keep an eye on the tick, and I will see you on Monday. God bless.
Liftoff of Space Shuttle Atlantis. Mission to build, resupply, and do research on the International Space Station. Mission now control Atlantis begins its penultimate journey ashore on the International Space Station. Now the cargo line is taking half an hour and have long accounts of hardware and duties taking aim on the International outpost. Atlantis almost 2 miles in altitude, almost 6 miles downrange from the Kennedy Space Center already, traveling 500 miles an hour.